Good morning, everyone. So I just wanted to, I just felt like really compelled to make this video. Let me just adjust the camera a little bit back. There we go. I felt really compelled to make this video. I was sitting at my desk this morning. I'm sitting at my desk right now. And I was just in my journal here. And I was doing a little bit of scripting or future journaling. And I was like, you know what? I feel like not enough people know about scripting or future journaling. And it's like it can be a really nice tool to help you really manifest the things that you want in your life. If you believe in manifestation or anything like that, then this could be really helpful to you. To help you get the things that it is that you're looking for. I mean, really what it's doing is it's like putting it down on paper, what it is that you're trying to attract into your life, but in a different way, because with future journaling, you are scripting or journaling as if you already have the thing that it is that you want. So you're writing in present tense. I am thankful for blank. I am so glad that I have blank. And I just wanted to come on here and share a couple of examples of, well, I wanted to share one major thing that I manifested using scripting, using future journaling. So without further ado, I guess let's just get into it. Okay, so I have flipped to the page in my journal where I manifested my car. I actually manifested my car. This was back last December. This was when I really first started to get into scripting and future journaling, and I hadn't manifested anything using scripting at that point. So I was still very new to it and very kind of reserved when it came to my scripting. I wasn't very like detail oriented, I guess. But in this situation, let me just read to you what I wrote in my future journal, and then I'll tell you about the car that I actually ended up getting. All right, so it starts out with, "Thank you, universe, for providing me with abundance. I am so grateful that I was able to sell my car for $3,500 and that I was able to find the perfect replacement car before Christmas. My new car is everything I wanted. It's all-wheel drive, has remote keyless entry, a remote start, and it has Bluetooth connectivity. It has the perfect amount of space for everything I need, and it fit my budget just right. I am so grateful to be blessed with such abundance. Driving my new car has brought so much joy into my life and has made me feel safe behind the wheel. I enjoyed the drive to my mom's and then my dad's house for Christmas. I feel truly blessed to have received this gift from the universe. Thank you for my new car." So that's what I wrote down. When I said, I just wanted to point something out. I said remote starter in here, but I didn't mean like the remote starter that you like push on your key fob. What I meant is that it had like a push button start. I don't know why, but that's like just something I wanted to manifest in my car. Like that's something I wanted. So I ended up seeing a car on the dealership's website that was not everything I wanted. I'm just gonna put that out there right now. It was not everything I wanted. It was a 2016 Nissan Rogue, and I just kind of like settled on that idea that I was gonna get that 2016 Nissan Rogue because it was fairly inexpensive, and I didn't think I could afford anything more than that. It was like a $10,000 car, and I didn't think I could afford anything more than that. So I kind of like set my intention that I was going to get this 2016 Nissan Rogue. I wrote in my future journal over and over again, "Thank you, universe, for my new 2016 Nissan Rogue," over and over and over again. And then at the end of that, I was thinking to myself, what am I doing? Why am I limiting myself? Like, why am I going to tell myself that this is the car I'm going to get if there's something better for me out there? And this isn't everything that I want. It didn't have, it had like the bare minimum. I can't even remember what it had in it, but it had like the bare minimum. It had like a decent cargo space, I guess. But it wasn't everything I wanted, and it was red, and I didn't want another red car. So at the end of this, I thought to myself, thank you, universe, for my 2016 Nissan Rogue, or better. And so it is. So just a little bit about what I wrote down in the beginning when I was future journaling. I did end up selling my car. I had a 1986 Cadillac Eldorado. I sold it for $3,500. No questions asked. The guy came, handed me the money, drove off in the car. That was it. Didn't ask any questions. So I did sell it, and I sold it days before Christmas. I'm pretty sure it was like December 19th that I sold it. So at that point, I had no car. I had no car because I sold my car and I hadn't bought a new one yet. So I put aside $500 for the registration of my new car and the everything that I needed for my new car. And I was going to take the $3,000 and put that down on my new car. I got prepared. I called the dealership. I told them the car I was interested in. We set a date. My mom was coming to pick me up. My mom lives an hour away, and then the dealership is another 40 minutes from here in a different direction. And they called me the day of, and they said they sold the Nissan. They sold the Nissan that I thought I was gonna get. So I was like shook. I mean, there's no other way to put it. I was shocked. Like I was in the middle of December, like right before Christmas, carless. I had no car. And the car that I thought I was going to get, the car that I thought I wanted, was sold. I was like, well, I have no choice. I have to go to the dealership now because I need a car. I need to have a car. I was set to start my job back at my old job in January, and like that was driving into the office. So I needed to have a car, and it needed to be all of the things I was looking for. It needed to have all-wheel drive. It needed to be like a crossover or an SUV or something like that because I needed to feel safe driving to work. So we drove to the dealership. We got there. I told them what I was looking for. I basically listed off everything I had in here, and I was like, the main important things to me, for whatever reason, these were the main important things to me. It has to have like Bluetooth, obviously, or Apple CarPlay. I wanted Apple CarPlay, but I didn't want to say that. That's what the Nissan didn't have. It didn't have Apple CarPlay. It did have Bluetooth, but that was it. And for some reason, I was like, it needs to have a push button, like start and keyless entry. That was what I wanted. So the guy comes around and he brings me this gray colored Hyundai Tucson, and it has like a manual back hatch. It is not keyless entry. It has Bluetooth connectivity but doesn't have Apple CarPlay. It just didn't feel right to me. I didn't even get in the car and I was like, this isn't what I want. Because I had like a mental list of everything I wanted in a car. I was like, if I had my dream car, like my dream car had a sunroof, my dream car had heated seats, my dream car had Apple CarPlay, like these were the things that I wanted in the car that I really, really wanted. And I didn't put that on paper because I didn't think that that was something that I could afford, that I could get. So he says to my mom, actually, while I'm looking at the car, he doesn't even say it to me, he says to her that he has another Tucson that is like this bright blue color, and it's like a bright blue that like you couldn't lose it in a parking lot. And my mom was like, that sounds perfect for her because like I don't like plain colors. I don't like grays, blacks, whites. I don't like reds either. I'm not a red car type of person, even though I've had like 2 red cars. So I was like, show me that one. I want that one. He's like, well, it's $1,000 more. I'm like, I will pay $1,000 more to get what I want out of a car. Like I will pay the $1,000 more to get what I want. So he leaves, he comes around with this blue Hyundai Tucson. We walk up to the back of it and I'm like trying to open the latch, but like it won't open. And I was like, is the car locked? And he's like, no, it's a push button. Like you just push the latch and it's automatic. It opens itself. So I was like, oh, okay. So I pushed the button, like the little latch lever, and it opened up itself. Perfect cargo space. It's not like a huge SUV. It's like, I think it's a crossover technically. But it was exactly what I needed. Walk over to the driver's side, and it's got the remote keyless entry. And I was like, immediately, this is the car I want. This is the car I want. So I get in, and I see that it has the Apple CarPlay. And then I see the best thing of all. It has a freaking sunroof. It has a panoramic sunroof. And it has heated seats. I was like, this can't be real. I was like, there's no way I can afford this car. There's no freaking way I can afford this car. Even with the $3,000 down, I was like, I don't think he knows like what my credit looks like. I don't think he knows like, you know, he knew how much money I was putting down. I don't think he knows like what my budget is, because I didn't want my payments to be like, I set a max for like $400 or like $350, but $400 was my absolute top of my budget a month for a monthly payment. So I took this car for a test drive, and immediately I was like, I'm in love with this. Like, I need this car. I want this car. So we go back to the dealership, do all of the paperwork, and he comes back and he's like, yeah, we can get you payments around like $325 or $350 a month. And I was like, shocked. I was like, you're serious? Like, they ran my credit. Like, you ran my credit. You know what it looks like. And you're telling me that I could get payments for around that much? And he was like, yep. So that was like, you know, that's like the first process that you go through, is like the sales process, and they write it up, and then they tell you like what your monthly payments will be. Of course, then you have to go into finance, and, you know, they do like the actual percentage and things like that, and your payment can go up or down, but usually up from there, because they have to like factor in like warranty costs and you know, other things. Like, I put gap insurance on my car, so that makes your payment go up. So all in all, we got through finance. At the time, I was between jobs, so I was still kind of working the job that I was at, but I was going back towards my job that paid more money. So I did all the financial stuff, but because they couldn't verify my employment or something like that, I can't even remember what it was almost a year ago. But there was something wrong with the like financial process. I couldn't take the car home that day. Couldn't take it home that day. So I was like really feeling kind of defeated and deflated. I felt like maybe it wasn't meant to be. Maybe I wasn't going to get the car that I had really wanted. Like, maybe I needed to look at something else, get my money back. Like, I had already given them the money. I had already given them the $3,000 in cash, like literally in cash. So yeah, so we ended up leaving the dealership. My mom brought me back home. We were waiting and waiting and waiting. We were hoping they would call us back that day. They didn't. So I ended up just like being at home without a car for, I think I went to my mom's house for a couple of days, and then they brought me back home. Yeah, that's what happened. I went to my mom's house for a couple of days, and then they ended up bringing me back home, and I was still without a car. And then a couple of days later, they finally delivered the car. I must have sold my car before December 19th, because I think they brought me my car on December 19th or something like that. December 19th or 20th, they delivered the car to my apartment complex. And I have had it ever since. And it's like, I don't even think about it. I don't even think about it. I just get in my car and I go. I don't worry if it's gonna break down. I don't even like think about wanting something better. I just get in my car and it feels like it's mine. And it feels like it's one of the greatest things that I've manifested so far. It's not anymore. It's not anymore the greatest thing that I've manifested, and I will maybe get into that in another video if you're interested. I feel like I've gotten a lot better and a lot clearer when it comes to future journaling and scripting, but that's just goes to show you that like, it shows a few things in my opinion. It shows that like putting it out there into the universe and acting as if it's already yours really does work. And it's also kind of a lesson in like self-limiting beliefs. Like, why couldn't I have that car? Why couldn't I have everything I wanted? Because I believed I didn't deserve it. Because I believed I couldn't afford it. But look, I could. The universe is like, look, you said you wanted this or better, and we're giving you better. So here you go. You can't have this, so you can have what's better. So I really feel like that was kind of a lesson for me to learn, like, okay, like if I'm gonna script, if I'm gonna future journal, I'm gonna give it my all. I'm gonna put down the details. I'm gonna say exactly what it is that I want, what I want, and when I expect to have it by. And that's something that I'm still working on. Like, I'm still getting more and more clear with what I want. I have a really hard time setting deadlines for the universe, but like, honestly, why not? Like, why not set a deadline for the universe and just see if it happens? What's the worst that could happen? The worst that could happen is you don't get what you want when you want it, but like, the best thing that could happen is you do. Like, what if you do? You don't know. So I think like future journaling and scripting is a really, really awesome tool for manifesting what you want. It really puts it out there into the universe. It really like shows you what it is that you want. It really makes it very clear for you what it is that you're trying to attract into your life, and the time frame in which you're trying to attract it. Because if you're like writing as if you already have it and something comes into your mind, like you're like, oh, I'm gonna be married and it's Christmas time, and it's like you're just thinking to yourself all of these specifics, like, I'm married, it's Christmas time, I'm with my husband, we're in our house, like whatever it is that you can imagine, you have an idea, you already have an idea in your brain of the timeline that you want to have things by. So why not put it down? Like, why not give the universe that deadline and just see what happens? I have a few future journals in here that are, you know, still in the future at this point. So I'm really excited to see where those go. If or when they do come true, and when I do get the things that I am trying to attract currently into my life, I will definitely make another video to let you guys know, because these are big. Like, I'm trying to manifest some big things into my life right now. So I'll keep you guys posted. I'm gonna make another video about just general manifestation, and some of the things that I've manifested into my life using other methods besides future journaling and scripting. But until then, I will see you next time. Thanks.